Um, so for this week, we're going to be talking about the differences and similarities between private and public sectors. Um, I chose to talk about public and private education, K through 12. The similarities between the public education system and the private education system is that obviously these kids are going to school to learn something. Um, K through 12 is our fundamental age of education, and it's just kind of covers the basic knowledge of everyday life, I would say, to get you through it. Um, the similarities definitely are obviously the education is one, the setup of classrooms and um, separating of grades and just basically what they put out there is the same. The differences I would say between a public and private school is that obviously public schools are funded by the government, so they have to do exactly what the government says as far as education goes and the standards that they have set. Holidays they have to follow them. Certain rules and class sizes that they also have to follow. Um, they get a certain amount of money for the kids that are in the area. Um, so it's difficult for some kid who lives in La Habra to go to Brea Olinda because each school is budgeted with that amount of money for those amount of kids. Um, for private schools, it's not the same. Private schools can pretty much do what they want to a certain extent because they're a private organization. Their class sizes are obviously different. They can mesh grades together if they feel the need to. Um, they don't have to follow the government holidays, and the money is that comes in for the financing of the school is obviously through tuition rather than government. So this is why they don't have to necessarily abide by the government rules, I would say. Um, why does it matter? I feel that it matters because education is obviously a big part of our budgeting system um, in government, and it definitely does show like the white and black areas of public and private sectors. Yeah, at some point they do mesh in the sense of they're teaching kids, and education's a big thing. Um, Teachers basically have the same job, but under different rules and regulations. So when I was going to school, when I was younger, I was in a private school, and um, when I got out of my private school, I definitely did see the differences. In the private school, they kind of were more money driven, where they, like would overlook grades, or they would overlook, certain places where you were struggling just to kind of keep you in that school. Whereas when I got out of that and I came to school out here when I came to school in Brea, they were like, no, this girl's struggling, like she's not meeting these um, standards, and we need to get her up to date because she was in this private school, and they were just overlooking things for her. I definitely saw like the differences in that, and not saying that one's better than the other because obviously you can go to private school and get a better education, but I would say that there's the fact that the private schools are a little bit more money driven, and that's how they're funded and that's how their people's salaries are paid. I definitely would say that things get overlooked. So I feel that it matters to take a look at the public education system and see and appreciate the fact that it's more of a secure place, and there is actual standards that the school has to meet. Um, Again, this is just through K through 12. I don't see that in the school that I'm in now. Obviously, college is a whole different monster, but I definitely did see that in the public education and private education system. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. Hope you guys have a good week.